Alright, so I'm going to tell you right now that the Marshall Fire is going to go down in history as one of the worst times that Colorado has ever had. And recently we actually talked to one of you guys who are looking at moving into Colorado, and you had questions in regards to Superior, Colorado, whether it's not still livable, well, people are still selling their houses there, kind of what it looks like. And so Superior and Louisville definitely got the brunt of the fire and what it is, but this video we're really going to dig in a little bit deeper.
Yeah, and the real question that we're going to cover is, are people still moving to Superior, Colorado?
Alright, let's go. Alright, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time watching, we are your Colorado real estate family. Pete and Chelsea Sweeney here, and what we'd like to do on this channel is cover Denver, all of its surrounding cities. Really be your boots on the ground experts, pretty much giving you the advice, all the inside info in regards to Colorado.
Listen, we understand what it's like to try to purchase when you are looking from out of state. You just you can't get the feel of the neighborhoods, anything like that.
Yep.
We know how awesome it is to have local people here, and that's what we're trying to do for you.
Yeah, guys, and even better, we love making these videos, but even more, we love helping you with all your real estate purchases. We're talking to you guys on a daily basis all the time about those of you interested in moving into the Colorado area. Thank you. We love helping you out with all your real estate purchases. We appreciate the fact that you trust us with those services.
Yeah, and if you're new to our channel, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. We want you to be notified every single time we cover a new area, or if there's something new about Colorado that you don't know about yet.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into the video. So we're really going to talk about Superior. Obviously, the Marshall Fire was a huge tragedy that happened in Colorado here these last few weeks. It sucked a lot, and a lot of people kind of wanted to know what was happening. It's the same thing. We were out of state when, tornadoes are happening in Oklahoma and such. So it's always, you don't ever know what affected, what's really going on. And so we really want to dig in a little bit because some of you had questions in regards to Superior if you did have interest in moving into it.
Yeah, so we just spoke with one of our clients, and before this, Superior is a very desirable area, and so a lot of our out-of-state clients are asking, well, actually Superior was one of the top things on my list, like,
yep.
what now, right? And so we want to reassure everybody that we are going to try to get you the most up-to-date information, because like we said before, Superior, this isn't something that typically happens. This isn't something Superior gets hit with or anything on the west side.
It was just a freak accident.
Yeah, well, and then the community, what we saw of the community in this.
It was, I cannot believe the community response. It got to the point where literally the people who are organizing everything were like, okay, hold on. Stop bringing us so many gift cards. Stop bringing us so many stuff. And I prefer that than them begging people to kind of help out. The community really came together around Superior. Boulder, Louisville, Lafayette, and then also the Denver metro area really came together and helped the city out. Yeah. And I think that is a telling story of how Superior is going to rebuild. Actually, Superior, because Louisville got the brunt of it too. Louisville got a lot of damage as well too, but just showing how the community helped them out so much, that is going to tell you how quickly this town is going to bounce back. Yeah,
so we just recently even went over there. Mm-hmm. And then, so they had this really awesome, sign made. It was like a fabric sign that says, something strong. Or something.
Yeah, it was the zip code. It was it was zip code strong.
Yep, and we talked about this in our video about Superior, right? Superior is as great as we said it is, and it's showing even more that they hit something super tragic like this, and they're like, you know what, we're strong, we're gonna come through this on the other side, and they are. We know that they are. And people, I think it's pretty safe to say that most people, especially all the people that we know over there, they're just going to be waiting for their house to be rebuilt. You know, so if that gives you any reassurance, we talked with one of our clients this week about that. They were worried about people being displaced and having to go elsewhere, but a lot of these people are actually staying, in their neighborhoods. Well, they know this isn't normal.
If there's one thing that you need to know about Boulder County is people who live in Boulder County are super dedicated to Boulder County. They're going to stay there, and there's a lot of people that did. We have a few people that we knew over there that did lose their homes, unfortunately, but they have no no plans of moving elsewhere. They're going to rebuild, and they're going to come back stronger than ever before.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, they don't want to be somewhere else. Like, this is their home, and they want to still call it their home. So what that looks like in the meantime, unfortunately, is like super sad and really hard to see. Yeah. But they are there's a lot of assistance that have been handed out for the housing, even temporary housing assistance until their homes can be rebuilt. So don't ever feel like you coming in here it's taking away from homes from other people. They are getting their homes rebuilt. They're working with their insurance companies, and you know how tedious that can be. But it's worth it to them to get all that they paid into their home.
It was so crazy because we're driving through, and it was almost like there were spot fires, right? Because you had some areas that weren't touched, and then there was like a random building in the middle of nowhere that was taken down.
We know that was probably caused by the wind and the ember.
Just the ember kind of getting blown over and stuff.
But seeing an entire house gone, one house slightly damaged by the heat, and then the next house pretty much untouched. And we were like, oh my God, like fire's just pretty crazy, But there are neighborhoods over there that you wouldn't have even known there was a big fire in Superior. And we were like, wow, I honestly thought that neighborhood was affected, but it wasn't affected. So it's interesting because then we started looking at, okay, well, where did the fire, because at the time, just so you know, locals and probably even people outside of the state, we were looking at these like evacuation shadowing of maps. And so, and then of course, there are those live fire websites that we were able to track and see where the live fires were, but we really couldn't see where it stopped and where the damage was. There now they have things that will show you where damage is versus houses gone and stuff. So we're going to take some time to actually do that and show you and reassure you that it wasn't. It's not as bad, but Louisville was probably, I think, more affected, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it just, honestly, like what we saw too, there could have been more than what we saw, but it did look like Louisville did get a lot more than Superior did. But I mean, in general, it's a super sad story. We just kind of wanted to go over it, and I guess we're going to go over the map, and you're going to show kind of what areas got affected.
Yeah, let's hop up into the map.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so I am going to start by kind of giving you an idea of, Superior versus Louisville, because I think it's important to understand kind of where the boundaries are and, where the fire then was in the homes that were affected. So real quick, looking at the screen, this red outline right here shows us kind of all of the boundaries of Superior, Colorado. And at the, north, I guess, kind of east side of Superior, this is Highway 36. And that's that highway that we always talk about that, goes up I-25, which is our highway going north and south, and it cuts across over to Boulder. And so that would be the Superior area. Louisville, let me scroll down here. Louisville now is just north of Highway 36. So again, the red boundary here shows Louisville. So when we're looking at the map of the fires, I wanted us to understand the two different cities so that we can kind of look at how much was affected in each city. So if you go over to coloradosun.com, they do have the Marshall Fire maps. And I like this map because it does show the difference between damaged homes and in the blue. And then the red is going to be homes that were actually, destroyed by the fire or needing repair beyond kind of, the basic like light damage. I don't know exactly what the difference as far as how much a house has to be damaged for it to be considered in this, but that is kind of shows you the difference. So again, this is Highway 36. And so everything that kind of goes down here, this is going to be Superior. So when our clients have been calling us asking and saying, hey, I've been really interested in Superior, is all of Superior gone or how much has been destroyed? Are people still moving to Superior? The answer is yes. People are still moving to Superior. These are all neighborhoods that when you're driving through here, Peter and I just went through the other day, obviously respectfully, and made sure that we didn't, interrupt these families' homes and neighborhoods, because I'm sure they're getting a lot of drive-by. A lot of neighborhoods in here, you can't even tell there was a fire, it's just so bizarre how fires work. Obviously there was a couple, looked like a couple houses got it here, but more destroyed houses, some embers, things like that. When you start looking up into the Louisville area, which is again north of this Highway 36, you're going to start seeing a lot more destroyed homes, or the homes that are identified in red versus the blue. And a lot of that was in Louisville, or kind of that really northwest edge of Superior. That's kind of, on the other side of McCaslin. So just to kind of give you an idea, Peter and I wanted to jump over this map. During the time of the fires, it was really hard for anybody to get an idea about what the damage really was. A lot of the things that we were seeing as far as maps go was showing evacuation. And so it was kind of all shaded, like all of this area was just shaded red. And it was really hard to kind of keep track of what the actual damage was. So Peter and I wanted to jump over here, show you guys a little bit about the map, identifying Louisville versus Superior, and, really give you a good idea and a good resource to use as to say, how bad was the Marshall Fire? I mean, it was absolutely devastating. However, yes, these people are going to be building back. Like, we are so proud of the community, and we know that there are going to be a lot of people who weren't affected that are going to be stepping in helping these other families. And so yes, in a kind of a long story short, people are still moving to Superior. Superior is stronger than ever. This was tragic. This isn't something that typically happens in Colorado. Unfortunately, it did happen, and it's important to have a good resource to look at what the damage really was. So we just wanted to make sure that we got you some good information, and something that you can look at if you are still interested in looking into these two areas.
All right, so as you can see, Chelsea gave us a super informative video, kind of what areas were really affected and such. That way you're kind of informed. Like I said, I mean, guys, this is a touchy subject because we're talking about people's homes who got burnt down, but at the same time, we do have some people who are kind of asking us about us because they do have interest in the area, and that's why we wanted to provide this video, provide as much information as possible. Real estate, right? Are houses still selling in Superior? Yes, there are. And honestly, there's still some new builds that are still kind of moving forward in regards to the area. If you look like on the west side of McCaslin, there's a great new development right over there, just south of the south of the shopping center in there. Downtown Superior still has its row homes and townhouses that are kind of all up for sale in there as well too. So yes, real estate is still moving in Superior. There is some hesitancy, of course, because guess what? A fire just happened there, right? So it's like, holy crap, something like that could happen. Do I really want to move into Superior? But like, so one of you kind of asked us about it, and that's why we wanted to cover this video and give you as much info as possible. I can't obviously never have a crystal ball to sit there and say, guess what? You're going to be in Superior. Everything's going to be fine because they're going to rebuild back. Nothing's ever going to happen again. That's BS, right?
It could happen anywhere.
It could happen anywhere. Exactly. And so it's like, it's more so just kind of informing you on what's going on. About the fact that people are still purchasing homes in Superior even after this all went down. So I just kind of want to really relay that info to you guys. If you go back and watch our Superior video, we loved Superior. It was such an amazing city to do a video in. They had that Tesla. I called it a dealership at the time, but it's more like a Tesla like. That's where you pick your cars up and all that stuff or whatever. But there's only 3 in the state total. One of them is in Superior. Yeah. They have that great downtown that's going on. Superior is an amazing town, an amazing city. And like I said, the Marshall Fire was something that's unfortunate to happen, but it's not something that I would say it's going to happen all the time or you have to worry about too much. It's not in an area where you have a ton of stuff happening.
Yeah, it's such a shame because I don't want Superior to, I don't want this to be what Superior is known for.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sure the people don't want that to be what it's known for either. And so I'm hoping that, over time will heal and we can, start really jumping in. Because right now we talk about Superior and we even had kind of an inappropriate comment of people being like, oh yeah, well it also burned to the ground. It's like, whoa. Let's be a little sensitive to the people who lost their homes because it's not just, that's not what Superior is known for. Yes, it happened. It doesn't have to define Superior. And the people don't want it to define Superior either. They love Superior. It's so beautiful.
Well, no, I highly recommend, like I said, it's not just for us. Go back and watch the Superior video. Yeah. One of the things that we really touched on was how big of a community this place is. It's they're so tight-knit community where they hold all these different things during the 4th of July. They decorate the driveways and such. Go check it out. And that's something that we love so much about Superior. And I think that is the biggest reason why they're going to come back stronger than ever as a city. And it's just, it's amazing. I love Superior.
Yeah, fire cannot take down the spirit of that little city.
Nope, I don't think
so. No way.
Nope.
And there's no way. If there's any locals out there, let's get an amen to that. This fire is not going to stop this community from being close-knit. It's just, it's what they're known for.
Nope. All right, cool, guys.
All right, so if you want any more information about what is still left over or you want us to do maybe a new video, please let us know. Otherwise, let us know if there's any other cities that you want us to cover. We do all these videos for you, and we love it.
All right, well, until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.